Well, I'm back, finally. I know I was supposed to do a video yesterday, but I just didn't want to. I just really didn't want to. I figured I'd do it today. Um, but in terms of the goals I set in place before, which was go for the 2 walks, continue weight loss, and get 2 projects done. I think that's what it was. I actually haven't watched the videos. I should watch these videos. Um, I did get the projects done. In fact, I got a little more done than I needed to. So I got my microbiology projects done as well. So I'm feeling a lot less stress from school. And not having that weird chest pain anymore. I think that was a lot of stress there. I have continued the weight loss. I'm down to 216. It was 218 today at the gym. But there you go. But it's still going down. It was 216 a couple days ago, and it's 218 today. I've noticed a big improvement in cardio and what's the word? Endurance, stamina, and I still haven't done any major like chest workouts, but I'm still a little worried about overdoing it on the chest. But I didn't get the walks in, and I'm really bummed about that because it's so easy to say you were going to do something, but I was going to do it, and I got distracted. And then I forgot. And that's kind of one of the things I mentioned before about forgetting to do these things, so I was going to put it in the calendar. I don't think I wrote it down. And even then, just distractions. And I don't know how it happens. And it happens with a lot of things, not just this little YouTube project thing that I'm doing, which is why I'm doing it, to try to stay on track. I don't get it. I don't know why I forget. I don't know why I don't remember these things. I don't know why, like washing my car, which I did today. Okay, I'm very happy. It even has the car cover on it right now, and it's exactly 10. But I've wanted to wash my car for weeks, and I'll be at work, I'll be like driving home, I'll be like, oh, I'll wash it, when I get home, right? Well, I don't get distracted or something. Like, oh, I'll wash it when I come back from the gym, because I run to the gym, work out, and then I run back, so I'm already sweaty and already outside. I'll just wash it then. But then I come back from the gym and for my run, and I am just doing my little cool down walk, and I come in and either make dinner or start doing some other project and totally forget. Weeks. And I noticed this pattern in myself of how I don't remember things. But it's not like short-term memory loss. Doesn't feel like it. It's like, well, I know people love to socially talk about it, how like the big ones like depression, anxiety, OCD, and ADD, or I think it's ADHD now. But people use those terms frequently without really understanding what they are, right? Without understanding really what the diseases are and how it affects people. So like when you're like, oh my god, I'm so OCD, I just have to, have all my pencils lined up. You're like, that's not really OCD. Or it's like, oh man, I'm pretty sure I've got depression. I got dumped and I'm like, no, you're just sad. And it's like depression isn't just feeling sad, right? Depression has to deal with like motivation, like because you're lacking certain chemicals in your body, usually like serotonin, and that's a motivation sort of a reward center thing. And if you don't have that chemical, it's really hard to get things done, which is why a lot of times people can appear lazy, right? But really, they have an imbalance of chemicals. That's like real depression, right? Not to put down anybody who's having any kind of issues, but they're used to often, and it kind of undercuts the meaning of what some of these things are, right? And like ADHD, so people will say like, oh yeah, I'm so ADHD, I just have to look at my phone when I'm watching a movie. I'm like, no, it's not ADHD. And now that I've prefaced everything, I think I might have ADHD, and I might have had it for a while. And it'd be fun to get this out, but when I was in pre-K, the school before preschool. I don't know. I've been in school for a long time. My parents had to give my teachers a behavior book or I don't know, some way that they could keep track of improving my behavior in class. And like reading through it about the things that I was doing, like I was standing up in the like during like cleanup time or story time, I'd stand on a chair and start, giving a speech, or like I would hide all the toys in a specific way, or I always had to be doing something and not pay attention and always running around and back then. And I don't know if anyone else works this way, but like I'm constantly daydreaming, and I'll be listening to an audiobook or something, and it'll say something like, usually fantasy or sci-fi, and it'll say something like, and the rust-colored sunset glinted off the shining steel of the spear tip or whatever, and I would be like, oh yeah, spear tip. Oh, you know what? That'd be really cool to have a javelin. And it's like, if you have a javelin, how would you build the muscles? Oh, what kind of muscles did I work out today? And it's like one jump to the next jump to the next jump of like this stream of consciousness, just like imagery and just imagining all these things. And then before I know it, I'm like, I gotta rewind it. I gotta rewind the audiobook because I didn't hear a single word it was saying. And it'll say, as the rust-colored sunset glinted off the tip of the spear. And I'd be like, the tip of the spear? Like, dude, that's like that SEAL stuff. And I remember, what are those guys up to? We haven't heard about like the SEALs or Delta or the military a whole lot in the news. And it's like, oh god, rewind. As the rust-colored sun, that game Rust, I really sucked at that. Rust, and rewind, because I keep forgetting. And I don't know, like that's the kind of thing that's been like my whole life. And if you've ever seen the movie Secret Life of Walter Mitty, the old one, not the new one. I actually haven't seen the new one. I feel like that's my life in a nutshell, of just constantly daydreaming, imagining these scenarios where either you're the hero or you're the villain, right? Or you're having some conversation. That's a big one, like conversations and people like getting upset or like talking to you and how you'd have these witty comebacks and blah, blah, blah. And of course, that's completely irrational. Like, they never have those conversations. Those things never happen. Like, what if you see at a stoplight, right? Audiobook's playing. Like, what if that motorcycle just totally like flipped over and that guy's down? What, should I stop? Like, what do you need? Like CPR? I'm like, well, do you even do CPR in a traumatic full arrest? Like, is there any point if it was like a crush injury? And I start going down all these protocols that I was remembering as a paramedic. I'm like, rewind the audiobook kind of thing. So I don't know. I have, that's kind of like a symptom. That's kind of an issue for me, at least. So it's never been diagnosed, but I have a sneaking suspicion that I have at least a degree of that. It's kind of hard to pay attention to certain things, but if it's something I like, laser focus. Anyway, so I didn't go on those walks. I totally forgot. I got my throat. I didn't go on the walks like I wanted to, but I did go to the gym quite often, although I skipped a couple days. I did for sure skip Sunday. Sunday was definitely a cheat day. Hung out with my friend, and we had the like lemonade seltzers with like different, like dark, like red cherry or blackberry, or different flavors. Had a lot of those, and chips, which I love chips. Big mistake, but a little too much of that. Anyway, now I'm kind of rambling. So I think what would really help, and I hate the ADHD thing, would actually kind of explain a lot of other things in life, kind of why I am where I'm at. Not that I'm blaming it or absolving myself of any of the responsibility of being here. Yeah, maybe I'll get that checked out at some point. I don't know. But it's time to set some new goals. So I'm gonna try to do at least one walk, hopefully on Wednesday, because on Wednesdays I have online class and no lab, because I had lab in person today. The last one, it was really cool. We did we were staining for like capsule staining for like bacteria, and that was really cool. But Wednesday I could probably do that. Throw the pack on, take a little walk, have the audiobook and try to pay attention. Yeah, I don't know, I just feel like I'm in a really weird place. I don't know. Like, I do live by myself. Like I said, I have, wherever she is, I have a cat. And I think I've been by myself for quite a while now, because my brother moved out when he got married, maybe 3 years ago. And, if my girlfriend wasn't over, she was pretty much here like the entire quarantine pandemic thing. Then it's just me. I don't know, like, I really like being alone. I like my solitude. I wonder if it's affecting me in any way. Like every day's kind of the same, especially when I'm only working like part-time and going to school too. I don't know. Maybe there's something to the whole solitude. I don't know. Nah, I'm just babbling. Alright, so the goals for this week. Did I say I would sing? I keep trying to avoid that. I haven't even looked at the last video. And if I'm not doing that, does that mean that I don't really want to, like, deep down? That it's not something that's really big or important to me? Because I should be pursuing it, but then I keep forgetting to do it. Like it's already 10:10. Wow, I've been talking for 10 minutes. Yeah, like I turned around and all of a sudden it's 10 o'clock. I don't get it. Does this happen to anyone else? Like you just suddenly like, oh, I'm 31. But I just graduated high school. Or, like how is it 2021 already? Am I babbling? Do I sound crazy? Am I going crazy? I think I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. Well, we'll see. And maybe we'll keep a record of it. Alright. So the goals for this week: go for that walk. Keep the weight loss and the exercise. There's a kitty cat. And the exercise going. I'm doing great with that. 3. Oh, maybe do I need a third one? Oh, maybe get all my PCT gear finalized. I still need to buy a power bank and a quick charger, and it's hard to find a power bank that's a quick charging power bank and a compatible quick charging charger, because if they don't work, then so they have to find compatible ones. Oi, okay, now I'm gonna go now. Who am I? Jeez. Alright, well, see ya Sunday, maybe sooner if anything interesting happens. Yeah. Alright.